Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another PE news video. Today we got a lot of great topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into the news. So Pokken Tournament is adding Empoleon. The Steel Water Pokemon is joining the fray. December 15th, that is the day that Empoleon will be joining the Pokken roster in the arcade. So there will be a new trailer coming soon for Empoleon so you can see how he moves and fights and battles against the other Pokemon in the fighting game Pokken Tournament. Now this follows additional characters such as Croagunk in November, Scizor in October, and Darkrai in July. But here's the thing guys, where is all of this content for the Wii U version of the game? What are they waiting for? This makes me think, especially with all of the Nintendo Wii U to Nintendo Switch ports that are coming, that Pokken Tournament is going to get a Pokken Tournament Remastered Edition or Super Edition with all of these Pokemon in addition to actual online tournaments and better online. I love Pokken Tournament, guys. I think it's a great game, but there's definitely some things they can fix, especially with that Wii U version, because the system just isn't strong enough for them to actually have normal local multiplayer to where you can have both players on screen there running 60 frames per second. They actually have it to where you have to use the Wii U gamepad and then someone is on the TV and then you can't use two of the Pokken Tournament fighting controllers. Somebody has to be on the gamepad. It cuts the frame rate in half. There's just a lot of issues with the game running on the Wii U. However, with the Nintendo Switch, they can fix a lot of those issues in addition to getting better online play and actually having online tournaments in Pokken Tournament and having a better ranking system and hopefully a lobby system to where you can stack rank and you can join up with multiple people in one room and play like a King of the Hill style tournament lobby like you do in Street Fighter and Guilty Gear and other fighting games out there. Alright, and moving on here to Pokemon Sun and Moon. Big sales, guys. This is easily one of Nintendo's biggest selling as far as launch sales go games ever. Now here's the thing guys, in Europe it is the biggest launch ever for a Nintendo game. Ever. Think about all of the great Nintendo games that have launched. Think about the Wii. Think about so many big games that launched then, like Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Smash Brothers, New Super Mario Bros. Pokemon Sun and Moon beat all of these. It sold 1.5 million units. Yo, 1.5 million units with 368,000 of those units in the UK alone. The critical praise has been tremendous. I'll tell you something right now, guys. I was not hyped for Pokemon Sun and Moon, but this game is a completely new direction for the franchise. But this game really switches things up, makes battles more enjoyable, makes the whole playstyle of Pokemon so much better, getting rid of the gym battles and going to the Kahuna and trials and all of that stuff. The game just works, trust me. Even if you're not that big of a Pokemon fan and you haven't played the games in a while, give this one a try. You will not be upset, and I cannot wait for Pokemon Stars on the Nintendo Switch. You think this game is lit? Not lit? You think this game is lit? Oh my gosh, wait till you see that running in 1080p on the Nintendo Switch. I cannot wait for that. I think that's going to be the true killer app for the Nintendo Switch, if you know what I mean. And moving on to more Pokemon Sun and Moon sales news. So Pokemon Sun and Moon become the fastest selling games in Nintendo history in the Americas. Yo, shout outs to Europe, now shout outs to America for holding it down. An 85% increase from Pokemon X and Y to Sun and Moon with a massive 3.7 million units sold in just 2 weeks in the Americas. Guys, 2 weeks in the Americas. The Americas, as far as the install base of the Nintendo 3DS, is not over, I think, like even PS4. This game sold 3.7 million units in just that 2 weeks time. This will easily be the best-selling game or one of the best-selling games of the year if it isn't already. They're fantastic numbers. That's like GTA type numbers at the beginning of launch there, and it just goes to show you, usually as things go on and time goes on, it gets harder and harder to sell a franchise. Well, Pokemon has proved that not only do they have that staying power, but they have enough innovation and freshness to keep people excited on ancient hardware such as the Nintendo 3DS. This isn't Japan carrying America like you see with some of these Japanese games. This is America carrying this Japanese franchise. So this is absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, I've been playing Pokemon Sun and Moon. I didn't buy Omega, Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire. I played Pokemon X and Y, but I got kind of tired of it towards the end. I mean, I thought it was a great game. I beat it, played a lot of it, power leveled my Pokemon up to level 100, did EV training and all that, but nothing really kept me going. But Pokemon Sun and Moon was so fresh, and I'm having having so much more fun with this game than I did with Pokemon X and Y, especially with all the new stuff that they've added. So great stuff there. If you want to see the full press release from Nintendo, make sure you check out the description below. You can check that out there. And lastly, Ubisoft can just not be quiet about the Nintendo Switch. They truly believe that it's going to be an innovative device that can, quotations to them, unite both casual and hardcore players. So here's what Ubisoft had to say. The biggest thing for us when we're learning about a new console is, does it change the way we play? If it does not change the way we play, but it's more powerful, it's more memory, or stuff like this, then it doesn't change a lot the way we design the game. But when it comes with something that really changes the way you play, for instance, the Wii, then it's a total change in the way we imagine our games. That's why, in our case, it comes with new brands, because this is the moment where you are totally creative and you want to design a game based on that new way of playing. The Switch is very clear as a premise. The way it changes the way you play doesn't come necessarily with the controllers, because they were here with the Wii as well, but in the way it is mobile. The way you can play it on the bus and go home and put it on your TV immediately and come back to your room because somebody else wants to watch TV. This is very interesting, not necessarily revolutionizing the way you play, but since we are world creators that try to put the players in our universe and find ways to keep them there, it's very exciting to find ways of staying in this world. I think it's a good match for our style, and I think, yes, this is a good evolution because for the first time, you have a console that is bringing two worlds together, which is the mobile handheld and the usual console experience. We are thinking that if Nintendo's philosophy is really to gather those two worlds, if adult players and console players could be the same community, then what's the best user journey of one player that would own the Switch? Not necessarily only with the Switch, mind you, but we tried to consider this in the way our upcoming games are being designed. We thought about the time needed for a play session in the game to fit the experience of a handheld. When you are playing a game, an adult console game or mobile game, for instance, you are spending less time than you are when you are at home in front of your TV for hours. So that's something we have in mind for our games that we're producing right now. So this is all very good news. You know why this is very good news? The more third-party developers come out and say things the closer to launch, the better it is for Nintendo. You had a lot of developers who came out and said things but kind of backed off towards launch. We saw Ubisoft, who's been pretty strong with their support for the past 2 generations from Nintendo on the Wii and on the Wii U. I know they get a bad rap, but at the same time, they did produce games. I just wish the hardware was a little bit better so they could have been easier for them to port games and stuff, and I wish they would have tried a little bit harder. Overall, I think it was everyone's fault for some of the way that their games turned out, but at the same time, I think things are very different with the Nintendo Switch, with what Nintendo is doing with their architecture, with how they are combining that development atmosphere, and they're bringing the power of pretty much a home console on the go and at home. Because I'll tell you one thing, guys, this is definitely not just like primarily a handheld like some people are trying to devote it as that. Because if it was, there's no way Nintendo would make it near the power of an Xbox One or equal to the power if it was really just going to be a handheld type of device first. It would probably be a little bit more powerful than the PS Vita. There would be no need for them to put it to where you can run so many different engines like Unreal Engine 4 and all this if they were just trying to make a true successor to the Nintendo 3DS or have just a portable console that can last quite a long time. It wouldn't be that much stronger than the PS Vita at that point. So with this Nintendo Switch, they're definitely having a high-powered console, but being able to take it on the go. So their own developers who make Fire Emblem like Intelligent Systems, who make Pokemon, are more willing and more wanting to actually develop on the system, whereas last time with the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS, it was split. So having this development environment together is really good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what these developers are going to do on the Nintendo Switch, in addition to all the other third-party developers and first-party developers that are going to be bringing content to this system. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Peace.